What happens when the most powerful man in America meets the oldest monarchy in the world? Welcome to PulseLine Media. September 17th, 2025 marked a night that would make headlines around the globe. President Donald Trump arrived on British soil in spectacular fashion, touching down at the historic Windsor Castle. As the door opened, the president and Melania Trump stepped onto the manicured lawns. Waiting to welcome them were Prince William and Princess Catherine in a carefully choreographed diplomatic greeting. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio joined William and Kate to view items from the royal collection in the green drawing room at Windsor Castle. The president stood alongside his wife, Melania Trump, King Charles III, and his wife Camilla for a photo before the beating retreat military ceremony. To top the afternoon off before the Great Banquet, the Red Arrows, the Royal Air Force display team, performed a spectacular show during the beating retreat ceremony. As the pomp and circumstance was happening outside, Windsor Castle prepared itself for the arrival of the President of the United States. Princess Anne, the Princess Royal and Britain's Duke of Gloucester, arrived to attend a wonderful state banquet at Windsor Castle. Birgit, Duchess of Gloucester, and Prince Richard, Duke of Gloucester, were also present to mark the occasion. A surprising name on the guest list? Rupert Murdoch arrived to attend the state banquet. Once a good friend of Donald Trump, the pair are now at loggerheads and legal battles. Among the many guests at the banquet was the CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman. Another AI CEO, Jensen Huang, was also in attendance at the Royal Banquet. Perhaps the invitees give a glimpse and an insight into the themes and topics discussed. The name Starmer, Keir Starmer. Britain's Prime Minister Keir Starmer chatted to Scotland's First Minister John Swinney. The evening was not all CEOs, politicians, and royals, however. English professional golfer Charlie Hull was one of the many attendees at the banquet. Dame Catherine Granger, U.S. Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent, and White House Special Envoy Steve Witkoff entered the Great Hall. The impressive hall that held the banquet in honor of Donald Trump. St. George's Hall hosts 2 state visits each year, and the visiting head of state is always welcomed with a banquet on the first evening. The image shows the place settings for Donald Trump at the banquet table in St. George's Hall. The table was, of course, set to extreme precision and detail. King Charles takes his seat between Trump and Marco Rubio. Princess Catherine of Wales was sat at Trump's right-hand side for the duration of the evening. In the stunning hall that was rebuilt in 1992 due to a great fire in the castle, members of the 1st Battalion, the Scots Guards, provided the music and entertainment. King Charles III delivered a speech in the beautiful surroundings of this 11th century historical castle. Princess Catherine must have found something amusing as she shares a toast with the American president. Further guests included Harriet Stevens, Lori Huang, White House Deputy Chief of Staff James Blair, Tiffany Trump, and Tim Cook. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff had traveled to Windsor Castle alongside U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in a horse-drawn carriage. Witkoff stepped into his evening wear and entered the Great Hall for the evening banquet. A nice Christmas card, the President, and the First Lady with the King and Queen of England, one for the history books. This extraordinary evening at Windsor Castle represented more than just diplomatic protocol. It showcased the enduring special relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom, bridging centuries of shared history with modern diplomatic engagement. The blend of royal tradition, political significance, and contemporary influence created an unforgettable chapter in diplomatic history. From the ceremonial pageantry of the afternoon to the intimate conversations of the evening banquet, September 17, 2025 will be remembered as a defining moment in international relations. This has been PulseLine Media. Subscribe for more exclusive coverage of world events.